In TypeScript, we have to add a type for each parameter in the function header. In this case, we know the values we're expecting are going to be numbers, so we can annotate it accordingly. If we mouse over the function, we can see that it implicitly returns a number value. While TypeScript is smart enough to figure out the return values type, it's still a good idea to explicitly annotate it after the parameter list. But what if we have a function that doesn't return a value? Let's change the function to log the addition to the console, instead of returning it. TypeScript will raise an error on the type because even though we're outputting a number, the function doesn't actually return anything. To fix the error, we change the return type to void. Now, let's say we forgot to add y in the console log. As you can see, TypeScript doesn't show us any errors for unused parameters. It's not because TypeScript can't check for it, it's just not turned on by default. So, in the tsconfig file, we want to find the No Unused Parameters option and uncomment it. Now, if we go back to our code, we'll see that the compiler raises a warning. Let's remove it from the parameter list and define it in the body. Again, TypeScript doesn't warn us that we have an unused variable. So, we'll go back to the tsconfig and uncomment the line that says no unused locals. If we go back to the code, we'll see the warning. Okay, let's revert the function back to how it was in the beginning. Now let's say we want to restrict the function to not allow any negative returns. So we'll say if x and y is greater than 0, only then return the sum. But now we're getting a new error that the function doesn't have a return statement. So what happens is that we return the sum if it's above 0, but because there's still a code path open, JavaScript returns undefined, and undefined isn't a number. If we remove the return type, the compilation error will be gone, but the function still has the problem. So, let's fix the problem and say, if x and y is not greater than 0, just return 0. Then in the function call, we'll change the second parameter to be -2. And there we go, no compilation errors and the number shows 0. Another useful feature in TypeScript is that we can add default values to function parameters. A default value makes the parameter optional, so we don't have to specify an argument in the function call. To add a default value, we just assign it to a parameter in the function's header. Now if we invoke it again, but this time without an argument, it shows the default greeting.